Good morning. Good morning, students. Today our topic is alkyl hydroxy compounds preparation. Let's start with the simple examples of preparation of hydroxy compounds. Generally, in our syllabus, we have the hydroxy compounds, introduction, nomenclature of hydroxy compounds, and physical properties of hydroxy compounds, acidic properties of hydroxy compounds, and preparation of hydroxy compounds, and reaction of alcohols and reaction of phenols, uses of alcohols. These are the syllabus in our um, hydroxy compounds. Generally, hydroxy compounds two types. One is the alcohol, another one ketones. So, most of the hydroxy compounds we know about the most of the hydroxy compounds we are using in general day life. So that's why we are studying about the hydroxy compounds. So already we completed about the introduction and nomenclature of hydroxy compound. So let's we start with the physical properties of hydroxy compounds. Generally, the hydroxy compounds classification. Uh, so these are the general molecular formula of alcohol CnH2n plus 1 OH. So here N is equal to integers like 1, 2, 3. So the hydroxy functional group OH. So this is about the alcohols. Here the homologous series of alcohols from number of carbon 1, 2, 3 we can substitute here in place of N. So we are getting these formulas from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So first we start with simple example 1. CnCH3OH. So it is a methanol and the C2H5OH ethanol. So for example, we can substitute here at place of N we are substituting 1. So that is what is the formula we are getting CH3OH. If you place substituted 2, so that means C2 and place of 2 into 2 plus 1 OH. So that is a H5 OH. So that is the CH2H5OH. And so this is the C3H7OH. So we can substitute C is equal to N is equal to 3. So this way we can prepare the from hexanol to methanol. So this is the homologous series from we are substituting from the one carbon increasing every time. So this way we can prepare the from hexanol homologous series. So this is about the alcohols. So let's we see some of the important alcohols. So generally alcohols are three types. One is the primary, secondary and tertiary depending on the hydroxyl functional group with carbon. So we can classify it into this type of alcohols. Okay, let's see what is happening in the primary and secondary and tertiary alcohols. So generally the monohydric alcohols are classified into three types: primary and secondary tertiary alcohols. So depending on their hydroxy group bonding connecting with the carbon, the primary carbon, the hydroxy group directly connecting with primary carbon, that is the primary alcohols. So here the primary hydroxy group bonding with secondary carbon. So that means the carbon with the two carbon bonding with two carbons. So that is the secondary carbon. And here the tertiary alcohols, the hydroxy group directly attached with the tertiary carbon. So that is the tertiary alcohol. So these are the main classification of alcohols. So monohydric alcohols. So yesterday we done this class. So now we discussed about the physical properties of the alcohols. Okay, let's see what is happening under the physical properties of the alcohols. So these are the most important preparations of alcohols from Grignard reagent. So RMGX, it is also one of the important reagent to prepare the alcohols from carbonyl compounds from different type of alcohols from primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols. We are preparing with the help of Grignard reagent reaction with carbonyl compounds. This is also most important reaction. So the second one from alkenes. So we are preparing alkenes to prepare the alcohols from these two types from hydration of alkenes. So we are addition of water from alkenes, and the second step by the hydroboration oxidation of alkenes, and the third one oxymercuration and demercuration. This is also one of the important method to prepare the alcohols. So the fifth one by hydrolysis of alkyl halides. So this is a nucleophilic substitution reaction. So the by hydrolysis of alkyl halides. So this is we have two types of reaction. What is the SN1 and another one SN2 reaction to prepare the alcohols in this process. We are using alkyl halide reaction with aqueous KOH, like aqueous KOH to prepare the these compounds from alcohols from here. So the sixth one by reduction of aldehydes and ketones, and sometimes we can acids and esters also involving in this reduction process to produce the alcohols. So this is also one of the important process to um, prepare the alcohols. And the seventh one by hydrolysis of esters and ethers. So we are conducting hydrolysis process of esters and ethers, the cleavage of bond between the carbon and oxygen to produce the alcohols and carboxylic acid. From example, if you take a ester involving in the hydrolysis process, we are getting the what are the product we are getting carboxylic acid plus alcohols. So ethers also, it is also very different case. We are conducting ether hydrolysis process. We are getting two products. Now, if the symmetrical key ether, we are getting the same alcohol, but it is a asymmetrical uh, ether. We can produce different types of um, alcohols. So this is also very important process. So the scythe one, it is most important nowadays in general life. We are using so many produce the alcohols from the formation of carbohydrates. So we know way about this bulky method. It is also using in industrial method also. So from carbohydrates, we take from carbohydrates. So we're adding some of the yeast. So the carbohydrates will turn into the alcohols. So this is very bulky method. Nowadays, it is very useful to produce the more number of large number of alcohols in beverages. Companies also use this method. So this is very useful method to prepare the alcohols from carbohydrates. So we are using starch like glucose and glycogens like so these are the methods to we are using so to prepare the alcohols. Okay, let's see. We start with the simple example of Grignard reagent. What is happening? The Grignard reagent involving in this process. So how to prepare the alcohols? Okay, we start with the Grignard reagent. చూద్దాం ఒకసారి Grignard reagent నుంచి ప్రిపరేషన్ ఎలా ఉంటుందనేది చూద్దాం. ఓకే, so these are the mind map of about the preparation of alcohols and phenols and ether also. Reaction of first we start with the reaction of alcohols preparation from different types of preparations. So okay, this is the mind map. So just we can um, so preparation of alcohols by Grignard reagent. It is very useful method to prepare in organic synthesis to prepare alcohols. We are using with Grignard reagents like Okay, we start with the simple this process, and the first of all we take is aldehyde reaction with Grignard reagent. In after that we are conducting hydrolysis process to prepare the alcohols and secondary alcohols. So what is happening from in this process we are preparing primary and secondary tertiary alcohols also. So first of all we can see the what is the differences between the primary and secondary and tertiary alcohols. After that we are studying this Grignard reagent to easily understanding the preparation of these methods. Okay, let's start with these examples. So aldehyde reaction with RMGX. What is happening? Aldehyde have carbonyl group. Now the carbonyl group. So the carbonyl group. Now what are the charges between the carbon and oxygen? We know about this. The carbon always positive charge and this oxygen having negative charge. So in RMGX, in this case it is different. So in RMGX, the R have negative charge and MgX is the positive charge. The R nucleophile attacking to the carbonium ion, and this MgX are addition here. MgX are addition here. So finally we are getting this product. What are the product we are getting? Very simple reaction in this process. We are getting this product R C R H. So fine. Here the O and MgX. So this is the intermediate we are getting from this reaction. After that, we are conducting hydrolysis process. We are getting the alcohols. So what is happening in hydrolysis process? So we can cleavage the bond between this cleavage the bond between the Mg oxygen and magnesium halide. So here the oxygen have the positive charge, MgX have the oxygen is the negative charge, MgX has the positive charge. The OH group addition here and H plus addition here. Finally, we are getting this alcohol. This is the secondary alcohol. Secondary alcohol. Okay. So from here we are using aldehyde to prepare these secondary alcohols and ketone. Uh, in this case, also very useful one. The ketone. The difference between the aldehyde and ketone here, the um, one of the side carbonyl bonding with hydrogen. Here the ketone, the both side carbonyl bonding with the uh, carbons. So that means the carbonyl in the middle of the carbon chain. So here in the aldehydes, the carbonyl group in the terminal of the carbon chain. So that is the difference. So if you go with aldehydes to reaction with RMGX, after that we are conducting hydrolysis process. We are getting the secondary alcohol is the product. So that is the secondary alcohols. If the ketones, we go with ketones involving in this process RMGX to prepare. After that we are getting the tertiary alcohol is the product. So that is the major difference between these two products like aldehydes and ketones. So if you use formaldehyde, so that is also one of the example of aldehyde, but it is exception case. If you use formaldehyde and reaction with RMGX, so this is the formaldehyde reaction with RMGX. Finally, we are getting the primary alcohol is the product. Primary alcohol is the product. So this is a different case from this. Um, so, for example, we are preparing primary alcohols from formaldehyde reaction with Grignard reagent. After that, we are conducting hydrolysis process to prepare the primary alcohol, the product. In the case of secondary aldehydes to reaction with RMGX to prepare the secondary alcohol is the product. And this one ketone reaction with RMGX to prepare the tertiary alcohol is the product. So this way we are preparing the primary and secondary and tertiary alcohols with the help of RMGX. So that is the main important preparation of RMGX, alcohols, primary and secondary and tertiary alcohols. Okay. So the next one, ester. So this is the ester. We take this ester reaction with 2 moles of RMGX. First of all, the ester will be converting into the carbonyl compound. After that, the carbonyl compound again we reaction with the RMGX to produce the alcohols. So that means the ester always give the in first step it gives only ketone. So that's why the ketone again we are conducting RMGX. What is the product? Tertiary alcohol is the product. So this way we are preparing the tertiary alcohols is the products. Okay. Um, so this is also one of the important preparation from ester to preparation of tertiary alkyl. So this is also acyl halide. The acyl halide reaction with the RMGX to prepare the ketone is the first product, ketone. After that ketone again we are conducting reaction with RMGX and same thing, hydrolysis process to produce the tertiary alcohol is the product. So these are the some of the important preparations of alcohols from the Grignard reagent we are using as a Grignard reagent. So the first one aldehyde and ketone and ester and acyl halide. Aldehyde and ketone acyl halide. If you prepare primary alcohols with the help of formaldehyde. So formaldehyde is the one of the aldehyde, but is the uh, except formaldehyde, if you take any aldehyde, we can prepare secondary alcohols only. So if you prepare tertiary alcohols with the ketones only. So if you go with esters and acyl halides, these two reagents also to prepare the only tertiary alcohols. So this is the about the preparation of alcohols from the Grignard reagent. Okay. So these are the different way to prepare the alcohols from the different type of reagent starting materials. So this is also one of the mind map to prepare the alcohols. So let's see what is happening from this type of um, preparation, how to prepare the alcohols in the different type of reactants. Like here we start with a simple example. We already done about this. Grignard reagent reaction with carbonyl compounds. This is already done. So let's we start with this type of preparations and alkenes. From alkenes, how to prepare the alkenes, how to prepare mm, the alcohols. Okay, we start with the alcohols. How to prepare the alcohols with alkenes. So these are the alkenes alcohols preparation from alkenes. Okay, we start with the hydrolysis process. First one, hydration. Hydration, that means we are addition of water molecule to the alkenes. What is happening generally? So always here to the break between the pi bond between the carbon and carbon. So here the addition of water molecule H plus and OH minus. The water is a polar compound, so the polar groups are H plus and OH plus polar groups are present in the water molecule. So here addition of H plus and OH minus, the always the electron negativity, highly electronegativity atom or group uh, attached with less number of the carbons. So that is the principle. So that's why the hydroxy group attached to this carbon. Here the carbon have only one hydrogen. This carbon have two hydrogen. So according to um, this uh, hydroxy group electronegativity is highly. So that's why the hydroxy group attached there to the less number of the carbon, it is a more stable compound. So that's why the hydroxy group attached here. So you can produce the secondary alcohols. Secondary alcohols. Second one, this is also same thing. The concentration H2SO4 we are using, and hydration process. So this one, it is very difficult one, and we are using reduction process with the help of sodium borohydrate to produce the alcohols also. This is also same thing, and this is the boronation, hydroboronation reaction. In this hydroboronation reaction, especially it is we are producing only primary alcohols, only primary alcohols. So that is a different one. In case of any hydration process, we are producing secondary alcohols according to Markovnikov rules. But in this case, we are producing only primary alcohols. So how to prepare this process? So we will discuss tomorrow in deeply. So these are the preparation how to prepare the compounds. Okay. రేపు చెప్పుకుందామండి మనం అది దాని గురించి. ఇంకేమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉంటే మీరు మళ్ళీ వాట్సాప్లో మెసేజ్ చేయండి. ఓకే. రేపు ఈ విషయం గురించి మనం చెప్పుకుందాం. ఓకే. థ్యాంక్ యూ. ఓకేనా. థ్యాంక్ యూ.